Hello all! Today let's talk about this for a change. Which is your favorite kind of vacation? Is it to stay at 5-star hotel? Or famous desert? Or pleasant beach view? If you want to do adventurous activities, do you add scuba diving? Or rafting in the river? Or snorkeling in your list? My answer always will be beach and its beauty. Like me, most of you like to enjoy the beach vacation and spend some time near the shore and enjoy the waves. In this beautiful vacation, you'll have relaxation, calmness, joy, peace to the mind and many more. While we enjoy the calmness of the beach, let's look into the major facts that we are missing about oceans.
1. It helps us breathe. Phytoplankton, tiny plant-like organisms that live in the sea, are responsible for at least 50% of oxygen on the earth. Just like land-based plants, they contain chlorophyll to capture sunlight and use photosynthesis to convert it into energy they need, producing oxygen as a byproduct. They also consume carbon dioxide, transferring about 10 gigatons of carbon from the atmosphere deep into the ocean every year. 2. The ocean regulates the Earth climate. The ocean absorbs huge amounts of heat from the sun. More than 90% of the warming that has happened on Earth over the past 50 years has occurred in the ocean, according to the US National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. As some of the seawater evaporates, it becomes denser and heavier due to its relatively higher salt content. That causes it to sink, taking some of the warm water deeper. Number 3. It's an important source of food. Ocean is the number one source of protein for more than a billion people. Fish account for about 15.7% of the animal protein consumed globally. Although not everything is fish and seafood, humans have traditionally used algae and sea plants for cooking sushi, seaweed pancit in Philippines, sea grapes, dulse, etc. Considering the world population growing by 1.5 million people every week, we are relying on the ocean more and more for survival, and we need from an alternative and nutritious food sources. For those who are not into eating insects, edible seaweed might be a good alternative. Number 4. Its biodiversity is incredible. Ocean is not just home to us, ocean lovers, but it is home to the greatest abundance of life on our planet. When you sail across an ocean, you will see dolphins, whales, or a turtle popping up to take a breath. That is just what we see on the surface. There is more life below the ocean surface than on land. Experts predict that there are more than 3 lakh different species underwater, and it's still not clear how many of them we know. All the creatures that live in the ocean play an essential role in the trophic chain of the ecosystems. Due to climatic change, the ocean has been warming and losing oxygen, and its pH has been decreasing. Many marine species have already been adjusting their geographic and depth ranges with changes in sea temperature. However, not all species may be able to move to avoid thermal stress, and global warming has already been correlated with mass mortalities in the Mediterranean. With more than 60% of the world's population living on the coastal line, we all depend on a healthy sea just as much as these beautiful creatures. The sea, the great unifier, is man's only hope. Now, as never before, the old phrase has a literal meaning. We are all in the same boat. Number 5. Many jobs are related to sea activities. The FAO estimates and the most recent official statistics indicate that 59.6 million people in the world were engaged in fisheries and aquaculture in 2016. In fact, 90% of the world trade is made by sea. In the US, close to 3 million jobs are directly dependent on the resources of the oceans and Great Lakes. The ocean gives jobs to fishers, lifeguards, surf instructors, harbors, diving schools, marine-based tour operators, water sports businessmen, holiday accommodations, and of course, ocean nomads. Number 6. The best holidays are close to the water. Ocean is a happy zone. Our temple, our life, our second home, our acceleration place. It's where we swim, surf, sail, dive, chillax, and lie. Family holidays and Sundays often happen on the beach. For sailors, fishermen, and islanders, it is also a transport zone. It carries us to new lands and connects us with nature and each other. As sailors, we also serve as educators, ambassadors, and advocates of a lifestyle on the water. Together, we share a passion for the ocean and an avid desire to keep our playground clean and safe forever. Waterways are crucial to our health, for us and future generations. Did you know that antiviral drugs Jovirax and Aciclovir were obtained from nucleosides isolated from Caribbean sponges? Or that Yondelis, developed from small soft-bodied marine animals, was the first drug of marine origin to fight cancer? When we dip in the water, our inner dolphin gets released. It's called the mammalian diving reflex. When our face touches water, our heart rate immediately slows down and blood moves from the extremities to the brain, heart, and vital organs of our body. Seals and dolphins have this reflex, and so do we. It wakes us up and makes us feel vibrant and alive. The ocean is therapeutic. When we see, feel, hear, smell, or taste water, we are happy and at peace. By experiencing the ocean firsthand on a boat, you will be amazed by its beauty, gain a deep respect for its power, and also see its decline. Learn how to hitchhike on a sailboat and explore the ocean firsthand, why the ocean is so important, which challenges we are facing, and above all, how you can make a difference for a healthier ocean in book Ocean Nomad. After talking so much about what oceans can do to us, let me ask this question. What do you think oceans are getting from us? Pollution, rubbish, dump, and plastic. Where does pollution come from? The majority of pollutants that make their way into the ocean come from human activities along the coastal lines and far inland. One of the biggest sources of pollution is non-point source pollution, which occurs as a result of runoff. Non-point source pollution can come from many sources like septic tanks, vehicles, farms, livestock ranches, and timber harvest areas. Millions of tons of litter ending up in the sea. Increased amounts of trash, particularly plastics, and lost or discharged fishing gear are finding their way into the ocean, creating a threat of entanglement or ingestion for countless marine animals. While oceans cover 71% of the planet and are home to important species and ecosystems that we rely on for food, livelihoods, climate regulation, and more, it's also in the need of our help. What can we do? Here are few lifestyle choices that, when adopted, can help protect and restore our oceans for future generations. 1. Demand plastic-free alternatives. The oceans face a massive and growing threat from plastics. An estimated 17.6 billion pounds of plastic leaks into the marine environment from land-based sources every year. That's roughly equivalent to dumping a garbage truck full of plastic into our oceans every minute. And plastics never go away. Such a pity to think of those beautiful turtles and starfish trying to escape from this. We must urge companies to provide consumers with plastic-free alternatives and say No to single-use plastics such as straws, plastic cutlery, coffee cups, water bottles, plastic bags, balloons, plastic wrapped produce, and take-out food containers. Number 2. Reduce your carbon footprint. Carbon dioxide, a known greenhouse gas, is making our oceans more acidic. This is contributing to the loss of corals on a global scale, as their calcium skeletons are weakened by the increasing acidity of the water. You can reduce your carbon footprint by adopting some of these simple measures. Ride a bike, walk, or use public transportation rather than driving a car. Turn off the lights when you leave a room. Put on a sweater in the winter instead of turning up your thermostat. Have some fun with your diet. Buy sustainably caught wild seafood. It is a renewable resource that requires minimal fresh water to produce and emits less carbon dioxide than land-based proteins like beef. Number 3. Avoid ocean-harming products. There are many products directly linked to harming endangered or threatened species, unsustainable fishing methods, and pollution. For example, avoid cosmetics that contain shark squalene, jewelry made of coral or sea turtle shell, souvenir shells of conchs, nautilus uses, and other animals, and single-use plastics like straws and water bottles that can end up in our oceans. These products support unsustainable fishing and threaten important species and ecosystem. Try to carry a steel straw and a steel spoon in your bags. Number 4. Eat sustainable seafood. Choose seafood that is healthy for you and the oceans from well-managed wild fisheries. We know it's hard to know what fish are okay to eat, which is why you can turn to these helpful resources. Print or download a guide from Seafood Watch to help you make sustainable choices when you buy or order seafood, and learn about eco-certification of seafood. Refer to the top chefs for sustainable seafood recipes. Consider adding small oily fish that are packed with protein to your diet. Number 5. Leave nothing behind. As beach crowds increase, so does the amount of trash left behind or blown away. Don't let your day outside contribute to the destruction of our oceans. Remember to leave nothing behind but your footprints. Collect and dispose of your trash. There are lots of NGOs like Teensies who are taking various initiatives like beach cleanup to save the oceans. Take some time and volunteer those activities which can add little benefit in saving oceans along with above healthy choices.
At the end, I can only say this. I, being a beach lover, I am following these tiny measures to make sure nothing in the ocean changes or affected by me, so that I'll have pleasant beach visit next time. Do you take this pledge too? Comment below and let me know.